She like me, I kinda dig it. I did my thing for her. She joining with me. Now we getting groovy, hotter than jacuzzi. So shawty want to slow it down. I see the brother fella, like baby. They try to do it like it ain't the same. Front to back, shawty side to side. You with a soldier now, 'cause it's so fly. You should come to my crib. Yeah. You go get on the phone with you. You should be my girl. You should be my girl.
Hey, 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 it's your girl Nay coming to you with another episode of As Told by Nay, the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's talk about it. What's up? Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a great day thus far. It's your girl Nay. Another night, another episode, another bomb discussion on As Told by Nay, the podcast. Tonight, I'm going to do this episode by myself. It feels kind of weird being up here by myself because I've had guests every week for like the last however long. Last time I attempted to do an episode by myself, kind of crashed and burned a little bit, had a lot going on. So this is actually me redeeming myself and me kind of getting back to the basics. All my true day one fans know this used to be me in my living room by myself, just kind of talking and giving you guys great dialogue, great conversation with just me. So we're going to get back to the basics today. Today is October 1st. I'm not going to toast it up because I'm trying to do the October, no alcohol October. We'll see how that goes. I'm not drinking for the whole month. Should be okay. I gave a lot of sacrifices in August and drinking did not make it all the way through. So I'm going to run it back for October. But I do want to toast to October being an amazing month for me. Anybody that's close to me, anybody that knows me knows that every year, October gives me a run for my money. It is always the worst month of the year. But I think about it, and I think it's because I kind of go into it with that expectation, like every year October bad, so this October going to be bad too. Not doing that this year. This year, even though 2020 been kind of crazy, it been enough by itself. So we're not even going to go into October with that. We're going to go into October with the mindset that it's going to be great. I'm going to have a great month. I told myself that this is starting my new year. I'll see y'all in a couple of months in 2021, but they gonna kickstart her new beginnings starting with October. So with that being said, let's kind of go into some serious stuff. Y'all know sometimes I'm funny, I laugh, I like to have a good time on my show, but other times I like to get a little serious, talk about some real deal stuff, and I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna be very transparent and vulnerable with y'all today because I rock with y'all like y'all rock with me. So I'm going to use myself in this letter that I got, and hopefully it helps somebody on this first day of October. If I had to give today's conversation a title, I would call it Enough. And we're gonna leave it right there until we dig into the letter. But first, before we get into the letter, I got a couple of house cleaning checkpoints that I want to go through as we get the show started. So fall season is coming, Everybody joke because y'all know I like me a little nice crispy breeze, right? And we got a little bit of a cold front this week in Florida, but other places, up north and other places where it actually gets cool, it's been starting to cool down a little bit, right? So I want you guys to be very diligent about going into fall and going into winter. With fall and winter and the changes of seasons come with the changing of feelings and emotions. Y'all listen to me when I tell you, fall season, winter season is the highest depression months. Like those seasons are cold and gloomy. People are tending to isolate a lot. There's a lot to do with that due to the fact of all the holidays that come within those months, right? And if you've lost a mother or a father or a grandparent, or you've lost someone close to you, you're tending to be reminded of that during the holidays because they're not here to share that with you. Be very cautious of your thoughts and your feelings as we go into October, November, December, and on into the new year. Check on your friends, check on your family. If you know someone who is dealing with any type of loss or dealing with any mental health stuff, check on your people. Make sure that they're doing okay. Make sure that you're there for them. Reach out a hand if you can. So I definitely wanted to drop that tidbit. Make sure that you're communicating in these next couple of months because this can be really hard for a lot of people. Boom, checkpoint number 2. With it being the beginning of October, October the 1st, I do want to shed light on the fact that it is Infant Loss Awareness Month. Now, what does that mean? We're talking about miscarriages. We're talking about stillbirths. We're talking about SIDS. And if you don't know what those things are, feel free to hit me up, drop me a comment, hit me up with a message. I'll be glad to give you more information about what that means, what that looks like. I'll be glad to direct you into, resources that can kind of help you with understanding what this month means. If you have any women in your life that have, had an infant loss, please do your due diligence as well, checking on them, making sure that they're okay, see how they're feeling, acknowledge that this happened and allow them to be in that moment with you. It's very helpful. You may not think so, but it is. They like to talk about this. I definitely want to give all my love to all my mommies out there who have had an infant loss in their life, whether that is a miscarriage, whether that is a stillbirth, or whether that is SIDS, if your child was a victim of SIDS. With that being said, I do want to read some stats for you guys in regards to Infant Loss Awareness Month, and we'll go with it from there. So approximately 15 to 20% of confirmed pregnancies end in miscarriage. In the U.S., the rate of stillbirth is documented as 1 in 160 to 200 pregnancies. In the U.S., the rates of SIDS affects between 5,000 to 7,000 infants every year. In the U.S., approximately 11,300 infants die within 24 hours of their birth each year. In the U.S., according to the CDC, Black women are 4 to 5 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. So again, guys, if you know any woman or man that, the woman that he was dealing with had a loss of an infant in their life, reach out to them, see how they're doing, acknowledge them this month, and read up, do some research, get more informed about infant loss and what all that entails. Boom. Next little key point that I want to drop on before we get into this letter is the importance of self-care. As you guys know, if you follow along with me, I just completed at the end of my birthday month a 31-day challenge of just self-growth, working on me and understanding who Nate is and what she wants out of life. With that came a lot of self-care. I have been slacking on that. And guys, I can't stress enough how important it is to take care of yourselves. Really, really focus on you. I know life is life. We got a crazy experience with 2020. And that is why it's even more important to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves. Really take a step back and digress, relax, kind of, get out of your head some and take care of you. Take care of you. Do things that you like. Do things that make you happy. Do things that make you smile, and takes away the stress, takes away the frustrations, and just gives you a minute to just breathe. Go on an adventure. Take care of yourselves, people, because it's going to help you with a better peace of mind, and it's going to actually help you to focus a little bit more. Okay? So, boom. Let me go ahead and read you guys this letter again. The title of today's conversation is Enough. Dear Nay, I'm writing to you trapped in my car right now. It is pouring outside. The lightning looks like God is snapping pictures with a huge camera in the sky. This weather matches my mood for so many reasons. Not sure I want you to actually address this on your show, but I need help. Can we talk a little bit about that? I'm extremely sad and broken. I feel comfortable saying that to you. I don't know why, because I don't even know you, but it feels okay. The pain I feel because of all the disappointments in my life are beginning to crush me. All day, every day, I'm struggling to just pull myself together. I'm struggling to just breathe. My motivation is non-existent. I cry anytime I'm alone for no reason at all. I'm able to do what I need to do most of the day at work or if any of my friends need me, but it's tough. I feel weak, mentally and physically. And the one thing I can never get off my mind is why me? All the BS life has brought me, why? Why am I not good enough to be happy? I know you're a therapist, and my hope is that you can help point me in the right direction. I'm terrified of where my mind will lead me if my heart continues to be in control as it breaks. And she just ended that letter with please and thank you. So, as you guys heard in the letter, initially, she had asked me, well, she had said she didn't know if she wanted me to share this letter. I received this letter maybe about a year ago, and I've been in constant communication with this young lady. Shout out to her. We became sort of pen pals over the time. I did help her out as much as I could as far as linking her with mental health resources, but we continue to converse and we continue to build a relationship and we continue to, just kind of lean on one another, because when I read this, I just saw so much of me once upon a time. And if I could just be real with y'all for a minute and just kind of take a stroll down memory lane and give you guys just a little testimony of sorts. So back in 2015, going into 2016, I could say was like the lowest point of my life. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't really know how to handle it. Emotionally, physically, and spiritually, I was just depleted, right? So there was like all this baggage from not being able to finish my master's program. And then I was in a dead-end job that I hated and ended up quitting / getting fired, which probably was the best thing that happened to me that year. But in the moment, I just didn't know how to handle that because I had bills. I had all other kind of things going on in my life, other commitments, and I just didn't know how to deal with that. What else was happening? My mentor and long-term friend passed away, and I was not in a good headspace anyway to deal with that. And so that kind of just added to the pressure. My relationship was failing, my long-term relationship. And I just was at my wit's end, and I did not know what to do. Didn't know how to pull myself out of that dark space. And it's crazy because when I would talk to folks on a surface level, it was always, well, you're a therapist. Why would my thought not be, go get therapy, right? Go talk to somebody. Farthest thing from my mind in that moment. I just kind of sat in it, right? I was reminded of this as I was going through my journey back in August, about that feeling and how I never want to get to that place again. And I just want to reiterate to you guys that depression is real and it looks very different depending on the person and the situations. Be mindful, guys, of how you feel. Be mindful of your body's reaction to stress. Be mindful of the people that you have around you, who you trust with your junk, because that could either heighten your sense of depression or it can help alleviate it. But just being mindful of who you have in your corner, who you're trusting, and what you're doing to kind of maneuver through your stuff. So yeah, when I was reading this letter, of course, I reached out to the young woman to talk to her about this, and we just shared a lot of different dialogue about what she was going through, what she was dealing with, and it just kept coming back to the common theme of being enough. She didn't feel enough in her family. She didn't feel enough in her relationship. She didn't feel enough at work. She didn't feel enough in her friendships. And that is just such a heavy burden to carry by yourself. And you know what's crazy? That seems to be a common theme amongst a lot of people, just not feeling like you are enough as who you are. and you know what you do and what you have to offer. And I'm just here to say, I feel like maybe everyone has been there at least once in their life within one area of their life, and keep fighting, keep pushing because you are enough. You know, always remember who you are in your lowest moments, what that feels like, and use that as fuel to push, to get yourself out of that. Um, these days, I'm a very big advocate of getting a therapist, talking to someone, processing through, you know, your issues and why that's a good idea. If you want more information about that as well, hit me up, y'all. Talk to me. I know I do this show and I laugh and I joke, but when it comes to, you know, your mental health and your stability and your ability to thrive, like I take that very seriously because it's not a laughing matter. People are really dealing with some stuff, and this year seems to be unleashing a whole nother level of what that looks like for a lot of folks. And I think it's very, very important to just maintain, keep yourself together. So I came up with a little list of things that I think will kind of help you guys in keeping yourselves together. Let's talk a little bit about how we can cope, how we can digress, how we can learn to deal with life, right? I listen to music. I am a big music head. There's something about, and there's been studies done on this, a direct correlation between music and your emotions. It has the ability to make one feel connected. You feel like you can connect to the words. You feel like you can connect to the artist. Listen to music when you find yourself angry, when you find yourself sad, even when you find yourself happy. One of the things that kind of pulled me out of my dark spot back in 2015 was dance parties. So anybody that knows me knows I love to dance. And there was times where I could not pull myself out of the bed. And I would force myself to turn on my music, stand in my room, and just dance. I would cry uncontrollably while I was dancing. But by the end of 2 or 3 songs, I felt better. It was a release. It's a way to release. So when your mind is crazy, and it's a way to help declutter. You know, focus on the lyrics, focus on the music, on the beat. If you're dancing, focus on your movement. Like, it really does help to calm the spirit. And I just feel like you guys should give it a try. It's worth it, right? Especially if you're dealing with a lot of stuff. Get away from it all. You guys know I love to travel. That was definitely one of my escapes. Now, right now, it's a little traveling. Be cautious when you're traveling, but you can still get away from it all. And when I say that, just get to a place where real life can be on pause for a second, right? Don't do anything that has to do with work. Don't do anything that has to do with any serious thinking. Don't do anything that has to do with, you know, if you can, you have children, forget them kids for that time. You know what I'm saying? Drop them off with a reliable family member or a reliable friend so that you don't have to think in the mindset of a parent in that moment, where you can just be to yourself, enjoy nature, do some, I don't know, exercise, you know, just get away from it all. And that can be physically. Sometimes you need to get away, even if that's down the street, get a hotel room, lock yourself in there for the weekend. Get to a place where you can just digress and not have to think about anything really important and sort through your stuff. Deal with you. It's so important that you deal with you. You cannot be good for anybody else until you're good for yourself. So that's my my second tip. My third tip, I would say, therapy. Therapy, or do something nice for yourself. I know a lot of people have, let's talk a little bit about this stigma of therapy. Especially within the African American community, where you feel like you don't want people in your business, or you grew up in a situation where maybe you're very spiritual or religious in your family. You were taught, you know, pray about it, let God work it out. Again, you don't want people in your business. You feel like it's supposed to work itself out. You feel like you're supposed to pray about it, not worry about it, and then magically it's going to disappear. Listen, guys, we have to get away from that thought. I'm very spiritual myself, and I definitely pray, throw it up, and let them handle it. But at the same time, sometimes I have to process what that looks like for me, what that feels like. And in the end of 2016 going into 2017, I broke down and I got a therapist for myself. And it was one of the best things that I have ever could have and have done for myself and for my well-being. Really work your well-being. Talk to somebody. Sometimes it takes that outside opinion, that outside person looking in to help you dissect what you're feeling and what you're going through. Sometimes it takes for someone who's not in your shoes to show you exactly what's behind the bigger picture. When all your mess is right here in your face, sometimes it's not clear. So you need that outside approach. You need that outside help, right? And then sometimes it's just a good idea to get a second opinion and not to speak bad on anybody's family or friends, but sometimes they just don't get it, right? They want to tell you to do what they want you to do. They want to tell you to do maybe what you even already thought about, but you're thinking maybe there's another way, but they're just going to tell you what you already know. Talk to somebody. Get you a therapist. Get you somebody that is not connected to you, a stranger. Be able to dump. Because, can't really, and I hate to say that, but you can't really trust everyone with all your stuff. I'm sure everyone has those few people that they can confide in and talk to and they feel comfortable, but you don't want to dump all your stuff for two reasons. Number one, you just never know what that person is going through and where that stuff may go. And number two, you don't want someone to feel obligated to be your unpaid therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't always put all your stuff on your friends because they have their own loads that they're carrying too. Shout out to all my unpaid therapists because I know y'all get it a lot all the time. I have no problem dumping stuff in different places, but this is the thing that my friends can tell you. I never dump everything on one person. I never dump everything in one place. All my friends get it. All of my friends have an area in my life that I feel like they kind of help me sort through better than others, and that's just your part. This friend I talk to about my relationships, this friend I talk to about my work stuff, this friend I talk to about my family stuff, and that works for me. I am what a lot of my friends would consider one of the strong friends for sure, and it's because I have such a optimistic personality and mindset. So I can pretty much always see the silver lining in whatever, right? But even your strong friends get tired sometimes. Even your strong friends, and if you're the strong friend, I know there's moments when you feel weak and you be like, you know what? I'm done with this. I need a break. And that's okay. I want everybody, especially my Black and brown folks. We think that we're supposed to be strong all the time. And that's just not true. Everybody deserves a breakdown or two. Everyone deserves to be vulnerable. Everyone deserves to take a minute and need a minute. Yell, fuss, cuss, scream, whatever you need to do to get your frustrations out. Carrying that around, bottling up, feeling like you're supposed to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders has been a burden that Black and brown folks have had since the beginning. And I'm here to tell you, and who am I know, but I'm telling y'all, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to pause, pump your brakes. I tell people that all the time, pump your brakes. Sometimes you just got to digress, and that's okay. So I just want you guys to be mindful. So I was talking to this young lady a little further about her letter because her verbiage and just the vibe that I got from it was so dark. I wanted to make sure that mentally she was okay. Like I said, it's okay to have that vulnerability and need a break, but not to the point where you done, like you want to check out permanently. So I checked in with her, make sure we need to call and have her on watch with nobody. And, she was good in that area, but she was, honest with me and let me know that it had crossed her mind before. So I want to take this time as well to say, in these next few months, fall and winter, is the highest suicide rates. I feel like with the year that we've had with 2020, that number is going to skyrocket. I'm almost certain. Because the number has already been extremely high just throughout the year. So, I know that as we get into the winter and the fall months, it's probably gonna kick it up a notch even more. Pause for the pause, guys. I know, because hold on. Uh-oh. See, I'm messing up. I ain't touching it. Put my little thing up real quick. Hilarious. All right, players mess up too. It's all good. We back. Little technical difficulties, but So yeah, I just want y'all to be okay. The whole conversation today is just about me wanting to make sure that you guys are okay. And while I was doing my little 31 days to 31 journey, I definitely had my therapist on standby. I saw her more often. Normally I try to do, if something's going on, I'll see her like once a week. But throughout that time, I think I might have saw her 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the week and what I was dealing with. And it's because I just want to make sure that I'm okay. I never want to have another year or feel the way that I did back in 2015 going into 2016. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good, and I just never want to experience that again. And I hope that no one else ever has to feel like that. Like, always know there's a way out. And what that looks like is going to be different for everybody. But have your list of things that you can do to make yourself feel good. One of my really bad habits is shopping. When I be in my feelings, I tend to spend money that I shouldn't, but it makes me feel good. I like to go get my nails done. I like to go get my hair done. I like to be pampered, go get massages. I like to do stuff like that because it makes me feel good. Find things that make you feel good and do them. Take yourselves on adventures, Try some things you never tried before. I like to ask people when I meet them for the first time, or just in casual conversation with my friends, when's the last time you did something for the first time and what was it? I'm asking you guys right now, when's the last time you did something for the first time and what was it? Did you enjoy it? What was the experience? If you haven't done something for the first time in a long time, the weekend is here. It's Thursday, tomorrow, Friday. You got Saturday and Sunday. Make something happen for yourself. It don't even have to be because you're in a bad mood or you need a release. Just do it because you can, right? So I definitely wanted to come through and just kind of be real, a little vulnerable, and talk to you a little bit, because the last time I was in a kind of weird space, I came on here and I was doing my my show, and it was crazy. Like I kind of shut down live, and that's a bad habit that I have. And when I be in my feelings, I'm like, nope, I'm done. I don't want to do nothing. And shout out to one of my really good friends for forcing me to push through that, even in that moment, because again, that's a bad habit that I want to break. So I decided on this first day of October, I was going to come on here and I was going to be strong and I was going to be happy and I was going to redeem myself, because again, back to the basics. This is what I've been doing. It's always been about me and my show. And, I love having my guests. Shout out to all my guests that I've, come through and spoke to. But as told by Nate, I should never feel like I'm enough to do this show by myself, because it's my show. And I felt like for a little bit, I was starting to get to that place, real comfortable with having someone up here with me all the time, when I can do this. That's what I do. again, October, man. Anybody that knows me knows October is a really hard month for me. And I denounce that right now. Nope. It won't be. It won't be this year. It's gonna be a great month for me. Let's talk a little bit about the power of speaking stuff into existence and putting things out into the atmosphere and having it return to you. Because one of the things that I learned about myself is that I am very connected to my surroundings. And what I say and what I do directly affects outcomes in my life. Every year since 2015, October has been a clusterfuck for me. And I say that because there's always something to throw me off my game. There's always something to put me down in the dumps. There's always something that I just be done. By the time we get to October, I just be done, you know? And I refuse to believe that that's going to be the case this year. This is going to be a great month for me. And I'm speaking it and I'm claiming it and I'm going to say it every day. And I'm going to work and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to work hard to make sure that this month is everything that I need it to be. Because I'm in control of that. I'm in control of that. And I want you guys to be very confident in your abilities and the fact that you're in control of your environment as well. You're in control of your destiny as well. Whatever you want, put it up there. Speak it into existence. Call it to yourself. Keep talking about it till it happens. Keep talking about it and putting things in motion to make it happen. Faith without work is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people tend to believe, and this kind of goes back to when I told you to make sure you're processing your stuff and not just praying about it and leaving it there. People tend to believe that manifestation and having a connection with God is like a magic trick. You could think about it, you could say it and want it, and then it just happens. Nah, you still got to put in work. You still have to be diligent about putting in your work. You have to make sure that you're okay. You have to make sure that the things that you want come into fruition. What does that look like? Planning, doing, going, seeing, speaking. You have to do this stuff, y'all. I'm just in a place of growth right now. I'm in a place of growth, and I want everybody to come with me. I want everybody to be in a place where they are happy and they're making things happen for themselves in their lives, and they are, pushing the people around them to be better. They are pushing themselves. They are making things happen. Let's make things happen. This year has been tough for everybody. This year has been tough. And we got a couple more months. I need us to grind it out. I need us to push it out, and I need us to be in a better space come January 2021, right? I'm jump starting. October for me is gonna be it. I'll meet y'all there because we doing this now. We doing this now. This spirit was real low just a little while ago, and within the last maybe like 2-3 months, I've been slowly pulling and pushing, and trying to just get back to who I was, where I want to go. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ask yourselves that. What are you doing? What do you want? Where do you see yourself? Who do you see yourself with? Who do you see yourself becoming? Write it out. Journal, plan. Put it on paper. Look at it every day. Say it out loud. We gotta make things happen for us, guys. I just want everybody to be in this place of motivation with me. If you know me personally, and even if you don't, drop me a message, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Like, I know I say that all the time in a joking manner, but seriously, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you're feeling. Let's talk about your plans and your growth and what you want out of life. Let me help you plan. Let me help you see things in a bigger space. I love helping people plan greatness. I love to be a part of greatness. And I want everybody to know that there's greatness within them. No matter what has happened, we can't live in the past. The past is gone. We can't too much live in the future because it hasn't happened yet. But what we can do is sit down right now and figure out what tomorrow might look like. What can we do right now to make ourselves better? What can we do right now to help fuel our happiness? What can we do right now to be the best version of ourselves? People joke with me all the time about my little quest for self that I go on, but I know for me, I have to do that. I have to take that self inventory, and I have to reevaluate what life looks like a lot, because knowing me, I get lost in the sauce. I always have my hands in a lot of different pots. I always have a lot going on around me, so I have to stop, pump my brakes, and think about what's happening, what I need to do. And maybe that's what you guys need to do too. Think about things. Really, really process and really plan. You know? I want you guys to know that you're great. Whoever you are, whatever you do, there's someone out there who's looking up to you. You're somebody's role model. And I tell my clients that all the time. You just never know who's looking, but somebody's looking. You're somebody's role model. Someone loves you, whether that is your parents, sisters, brothers, friends. Someone supports you. Someone thinks that you're amazing. You know, tap into that. Go where you're appreciated and not tolerated. I had a really bad habit of that. You know, validation was a big thing for me once upon a time, and acceptance. And it really played on a lot of insecurities that I had. And I just wanted people to like me. I just wanted people to think that I was great because I thought I was great. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if anybody thinks that I'm great. It doesn't matter if anybody thinks that I'm amazing, because I think that I'm great. And I think that I'm amazing. And I tell myself that every day. Get to a place where it's not uncomfortable for you to tell yourself every day that you're great. Tell yourself every day that you're amazing. Tell yourself every day that you love yourself. Stand in your mirror and give yourself positive affirmations. I'm such a big fan of positive affirmations. You'll be surprised at how good you feel to look yourself in the eyes and just point out all your amazing characteristics and all the great things about yourself. And even if you don't feel like that, maybe you feel low, maybe you feel like you're not enough, fake it till you make it. Say it every day till you believe it. Walk in it every day until you believe it. Start with that. Fake it till you make it. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. The power of words, guys. If you don't take anything away from our conversation tonight, the power of words. Very, very important. Very, very. Uh-oh. Guess I should have put that on silent. Very important. Very powerful. Speak it into existence. Talk to yourselves. Make sure that you're okay. How y'all feeling though? Y'all talk to me. I got a couple people on here. How are you guys feeling? I never take a moment. I'm taking it back to the basics today. I'm doing this like I used to do it back in, when I started this, 2017, when I got this bright idea to sit my phone up on my counter in my living room and just talk to myself. But how y'all doing? You know, it's starting to get a little breezy outside. As soon as the temperature drops, 2 degrees, I'm putting on a sweater. I'm pulling the boots out and dusting them off. But how y'all feeling? Are you guys concerned? Are you worried? Are you anticipating loneliness this fall and winter coming? You know, what are you guys doing? What do you guys do to relax? When's the last time you did something for the first time? What's the last adventure that you went on? How are you guys feeling? Let's talk about it. I'm gonna give y'all a minute because I don't really, tap in with y'all as much as I used to. But how y'all feeling? Let me know. And if you don't feel comfortable to write it in the comments, shoot me a message. Inbox me. I really do want to know how you guys are feeling. What's new in your lives? How y'all feel about that debate the other day? Woo! My black and brown people, y'all better saddle up. Y'all better saddle up. That's a lot. A lot is always going on in regards to us. And I just want y'all to stay strong, be in a place of acceptance, be in a place of peace and growth, because that's so important. So important. I sat back and I watched this this joke of a debate the other night, and the main thing that crossed my mind was, this is real life. This is reality. This is how people behave. This is how people think. Craziness, right? But I was also happy to see that I wasn't the only one that felt that way. There was a lot of conversation about it that came out later. A lot of people talking about, the different things said, the different things not said, the topics that were not stayed on, the insults made. And it just was another reminder that, again, this is real life. So what are you going to do? What is your role? What changes are you going to make? How are you readying yourself? How are you readying yourself? What's crazy is when I have these conversations with y'all and I'm talking about crazy stuff, there's hella comments. But when I start to dive in and ask how you're doing, what's life like for you, what changes are you making, what are you anticipating, nobody really has much to say. Or it's like behind closed doors, like you guys will hit me up later and send me a message, which I guess that's cool. But why are we so afraid to talk about how we feel? Why are feelings so off limits? And I had to ask myself that before too, because I used to be like that. If we being honest, I used to not like to talk about the way that I feel till I realized how unhealthy that is. Not to say you have to spill your whole life story, but at the same time, it's very important to let people know how you feel. Talk about it, let it out. Harboring it, or if you don't know, say that too. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm anticipating. I don't know what my expectations for myself are. That's cool. That's honest. People can play and joke all day, but when it's time to get serious, y'all don't be with it. Wonder why that is. Wonder why that is. All right, I ain't gonna force y'all to talk to me today, because I'm sure I will definitely be hearing from you guys later about this, and that's cool too. Honestly, I just wanted to dissect that just for personal reasons. For personal reasons, this episode of As Told by Nay was definitely for Nay. It was for Nay. I needed to regain my confidence in my ability to do my show by myself. I needed to regain my confidence in my abilities to be vulnerable and open and honest about the way that I feel. That's why I'm giving y'all a hard time, because I'm just getting back to a place where this is comfortable for me. To be able to talk about my shortcomings, to be able to talk about, the things that bother me in my life and the things that are going on, and letting y'all know how much I shut down or used to shut down. I'm not so bad anymore. I'm much better. I'm much better about being open and honest and real about, the things that are going on with me. But I needed to do this today for me. So thank you guys for allowing me to be me and kind of talk about, the things that are going on with me, and to give you guys a little bit of information on how to be better you, how to not be in that dark space, and how to climb out and push yourself to greatness as well. Everybody needs a little pep talk sometimes, right? Excuse me. So yeah, just a little recap, and then I'm gonna get out of here because y'all don't want to talk to me right now. It's okay. We talked about Infant Loss Awareness Month being in October. Research, guys. Learn what that is. A couple of people were asking me when I was posting stats earlier what SIDS was. Look it up. Find out what that means. Again, I want to shout out all my mommies out there who suffered from some type of infant loss. All my dads that suffered from some type of infant loss. I was talking to a good girlfriend of mine today about, she suffered a couple different, miscarriage and stillbirth. And it was a hard conversation. It was a hard conversation because I could relate with her on so many different levels. And I don't do well with grief. I don't do well with other people's grief. And so I felt a little awkward, but I pushed through the conversation because I know it was needed. And I just want to encourage all the women out there who have suffered from some type of infant loss to not feel awkward about it, not to feel strange because you have these feelings. You have to grieve not only the loss of this child, but you have to then grieve the expectations that you built, the thoughts and the dreams and the future plans that you created. You have to then grieve the conversations that you've had with, important people in your life about the coming about of this child. She was just really in an awkward space because she felt, why am I so sad about a baby that was never even born? I wasn't even pregnant that long, but the attachment begins once you find out that you're pregnant. Period. It is what it is. So whether that is your baby never made it to this world, whether that is your baby was here for 2 minutes, whether that's your baby fought for a couple of weeks, whether that's your baby was here for a year or two and then, gained their wings. Feel that, moms. Feel that. Sit in that. Be in that. And it's okay to be there. Again, if you need support or you want any further information about infant loss, hit me up. I know a lot of different support groups. I know a lot of different people to link you with who have dealt with it. It's scarily more common than people think, it happens so often. And my heart definitely goes out to all of you women. Stay strong, keep fighting, love hard. Don't be afraid to try again if that's what you want in your life. And don't let anyone make you feel bad for the feelings that you have surrounding the loss of your baby, because whether they made it to the world or not, that was your baby. Be in that moment. Okay. We talked a little bit about the fall and winter months being very high depression rate time. I'm expecting suicide rates to skyrocket. Check on your people. Check on your loved ones. Make sure that you're not isolating. Make sure that you're communicating and you're being open to the idea of being around people. Don't isolate. Don't feel lonely. If you're dealing with loss of any type, your mother's no longer here, your father's no longer here, grandparents, whatever, as the holidays come, don't hold on to that. If you need to talk to someone, if you need to go and be around friends, get out. Get a breath of fresh air. Surround yourself with love. Talk to somebody. Nobody should have to grieve anything by themselves. And grief can look like all kinds of stuff. You can grieve all kinds of stuff. Do not be alone in these next coming months as the temperature starts to drop and we start to get ready for the holidays and we start to think about our families and loved ones. Don't be by yourself. Get out, move around. We talked about the importance of self-care, doing things that make you happy. I gave you guys a little list of things to do to help with that, right? I told you to listen to music, connect with something. Get away from it all, whether that looks like traveling or maybe going down the street and getting a hotel room and just being in that moment that you need. I'm an advocate of therapy. Get you a therapist, talk to somebody, get that outside opinion. And it don't need to always come from your sister or your cousin or your homeboy, homegirl. I definitely give a shout out to all my unpaid therapists out there, because y'all know I give it to y'all. Get to a place where you, as a strong friend, have release. Do something nice for yourself. Do something to make yourself happy. Figure out what makes you laugh, what makes you happy, what's going to help you to digress. Life is stressful, y'all. I can't say it enough. Life is stressful. Life happens, and we have to get to a place where we're able to embrace it and do what we need to do for ourselves, whatever that looks like. Don't succumb to fear and hurt and anger. I need you guys to push past it. Shorty and the letter, we have become pen pals at this point, and I still talk to her all the time. Still never met this girl a day of my life. She doesn't even live in Florida, but we talk all the time, and I just always make sure to check on her. And she's in a much better place these days versus when, she wrote me this letter. But I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to take it and do with it what you please and what you need to do with it. If nobody else tells you, whenever, do me a favor. When you're done listening to this podcast episode, go stand in the mirror, in your bathroom, in your room, wherever you are, and tell yourself that you are strong. You are an amazing person. You're smart. You are capable. You are loved. You are supported. And you are enough. You're enough. And I need you to truly believe that. And whether you truly believe it now or later, believe that. You're enough for yourself. And you're enough for those that deserve you. For those who don't, it really doesn't matter what they think. It really doesn't matter how they feel. It really doesn't matter their opinion of you, because who are they? They don't deserve you, and more than likely, they won't even be in your life past their stopping point anyway. God and the universe has a funny way of removing those body bags from you. So you're enough. And if nobody tells you, and they love you, I think you're great and amazing, especially because you guys come and sit here and talk with me every Thursday at 8 p.m. for a great conversation on As Told by Neighbor podcast. I'm smiling right now, guys, because I'm just in a really good space. And I fought to get here, I fought to get here, and I fight to stay here. I fight to stay here because I deserve to be here. I deserve this smile. I deserve this good energy. I deserve everything that's coming because I'm working hard for it. So I need you guys to work hard for your happiness and your peace of mind as well. Get rid of some cancerous people in your life. If you do have folks in your life that are telling you that you're not enough, or breaking you down, or making your ill feelings that you already have, making them worse, get rid of them. Do everything. Family included. I know it's tough, but family included. Sometimes we gotta do away. We gotta do away with those cancerous folks. Those obstacles. What obstacles, girl? What obstacles? Life obstacles. Listen, y'all better who's a track star? Jumping hurdles. I don't know. I don't watch track, but jump them hurdles like whoever. Make it do what it do. You gotta push through. You gotta make yourself. You gotta put you first. Gotta put you first. And I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself. You gotta put you first. That's where it starts. So it's almost 9 o'clock. I think I done rambled for a good little hour. About fell on top of the damn camera here trying to fix stuff, but I feel good. I feel good. Today was a little, heavy. I didn't know how I was going to push through, but I did it. Y'all know me. Heavy conversations make me nervous, but sometimes they're needed. Sometimes they're needed. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all get back to y'all Thursday evening. Hope the rest of it is great. Make it do whatever you needed to do. And again, when y'all done here, get in that mirror, speak life into yourself, speak positivity into yourself, speak great things into your future. But think about what I said. Think about getting a therapist. Think about figuring out, what's your happy space, what you need to do to digress, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Practice those things, do something for the first time. Make sure that you guys are reaching out to your loved ones. Just take care of yourselves. I can't say it enough. Take care of yourselves. And whether I know you personally or not, if you want to talk further about anything that I've mentioned here tonight, hit me up. Drop me a comment, shoot me an inbox, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. And I definitely reach back to everybody that reaches out to me. I need you to survive, guys. I need you to be okay. And with that being said, I'm out. See you guys right here next week for another conversation on As Told by Nay, the podcast. Take it easy. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button on YouTube so that you can stay up to date with all that is As Told by Nay. Fridays, I drop new episodes of my 31 Days to 31 challenge or journey, I'm sorry. So, you get information about that too so you guys can follow along on that intense journey that I took back in August. And yeah, see you guys next week. Let's talk about it.